Yo, family, what's good? I apologize for being a bit late today, but welcome back again to another daily live stream where we are seeing green across the board. The markets are looking very bullish indeed. Bitcoin is trying to regain $70,000 again. ETH above 2K is great to see. Solana above $85 again. XRP almost at $1.50. Casper is showing a lot of strength, up 10% on the daily time frame, valued at 0.032, so 3.2 cents. And there is a lot more bullish price action we can see from crypto bubble. Some assets are flying today. DOT up 35%. Definitely an outlier. If you look at DOT right now, its chart is interesting given how bad it has been as of late. Polkadot is absolutely flying right now, we can see, making levels not seen since January 31st. It's done absolutely insane. Polkadot's going crazy. You can also see from other assets here, you've got Pingu up 17, APT up 27, NEAR up 27 as well, Render up 11, Uni up 22. The whole market is great. So what is the situation? Why is crypto so green right now? Well, there are a number of reasons. And also, as the title also says, is this a breakout or a fake out? In my personal belief, not financial advice, of course, that's going to very much depend on the imminent report. There's going to be a report, an earnings report from Nvidia sometime in the next hour. That report will very much determine whether we're going to pump or come back quite heavily in the short term. Because Nvidia, they are currently the leading catalyst, if you will, or identifier for the progression and earnings of artificial intelligence, AI, and AI and crypto go very much hand in hand. So we do definitely need to see how AI is functioning. If AI is doing very well, then fantastic. And that means crypto is going to likely go up higher as well. Vice versa, crypto will come back down. So we'll wait for that report. Either we'll cover it in live time or we'll end up talking about it in the free Discord server, which you can join. Links are down below in the description. But also in big news, before we get into the general market stuff as well, we have got some very big Casper updates as well. Ashton here posted that the Igra mainnet is officially live. That is game-changing news, very big. Now we need to keep this in mind. The mainnet is not public. It's live. The first block, the Genesis block, has been released, and you're seeing all the stuff coming on board. Certain projects like Cascade, like Zealous, like Casper.com, and some others, they have been whitelisted. They'll get the first move, if you will, getting on board, make sure everything's all set up properly. But IgraLabs is officially live, so we should be seeing the next major steps announced very soon. New nodes and block explorer launch. Igra mainnet Genesis block mined at DAA score 366020000. Igra mainnet transaction prefix here. Core contract deployed. Igra token minted. Also the TGE, the token generation event, is also happening today as well, which is important. So by all intents and purposes, Igra is now live. This is great. Now, is this the price pumper? No. Casper's up 10%, fantastic news. Igra's not the causality of that. It's great to see, but it's not the causality of that. What's happening right now is Bitcoin and crypto is showing a lot of strength due to the incoming Nvidia report and the hopefulness around the earnings report, but also from the lawsuit that came about yesterday. Those who are not aware what I'm talking about, I made a video on my channel before our blockchain banter live yesterday, which covered this in detail, with Jane Street having a lawsuit against them for alleged insider trading with a lot of evidence. And basically, Jane Street, one of the big Wall Street institutions, they were deemed as one of the key reasons why Terra collapsed back in 2021, 2022. So part of the big FTX scandal, effectively, that was Jane Street and Wall Street's fault. So they currently got a lawsuit. And it's interesting, as we look at this right now as well. Zero Hedge highlights here. Would you look at that? You see a massive surge in value at 8 p.m. going up. The reason why it's interesting is because Zero Hedge had highlighted a lot of coincidences as of late in Bitcoin's price action. In Bitcoin's price action, if you look at 8 p.m, and according to his chart, you saw repeatedly, time and time again, a big correction. Let's scroll down here until we find it. Is that the Nvidia report? No, that's not a report just yet. I know he made the report. He posted about it. He's been posting a lot recently. But Zero Hedge made a post about it where he highlighted that a lot of the time you looked at 8 p.m. In fact, we could just look at it on the chart ourselves actually and analyze it for ourselves on TradingView. If we go to the 15-minute chart here, look at Bitcoin, you can see coincidentally every single time for me it is 11 p.m. but it's for him 8 p.m. But every single time you see a massive sell-off at the very, very similar time. You had it here, midnight, and that was on the 23rd. And then similarly on the 24th, you saw another big pullback around the same time. So it was perceived as insider trading, and now you're seeing on the other side of the foot, on the other side of the coin, you saw today a massive rally. So it's interesting stuff all around. People are curious as to what's taking place ultimately, and wanting to find out if that was a direct cause and effect, if you will. So now that Jane Street is being penalized, those who do conduct insider trading and manipulating the markets, they don't want to have a target on their back right now, because there is a target on those who are manipulating the market right now. So they're not now keeping the markets down, therefore allowing the markets to go up. We'll get to that a bit more so a little bit later on though. As it stands though, we have got some other major updates here as well. My general sentiment, as I stated, is this is still a kind of a fake out, right? I still think we've got a bit more time to wait. I don't guarantee we're in a bull phase just now. We can see Bitcoin's looking great, but we've got to keep in mind some other factors as well. This is what I posted to my VIPs earlier in our executive community. We had another fresh batch of significant reports here coming from leading economists. Panic to opportunity, dead cat bounce, or trend line break. Markets await Nvidia earnings. So from panic to pleasure stock rally, AI infrastructure story is alive and well. It's all about Nvidia. Oil bonds cold or steady. SOTU went as expected. And then we also got this post here, which talks about the cynical climb while markets rebalance AI risk ahead of Nvidia results. Just reiterating what we said earlier about how right now all eyes are on the Nvidia earnings report, which should be coming out shortly. Once that comes out, we'll have a better idea of how the markets are going to behave. I'm currently under the impression and hope that Nvidia will surpass and beat their earnings. If that happens, we can expect a more significant rally in the markets, probably going through the remainder of February. But if I had to read word for word what I said to my community, the overall sentiment and narrative has shifted once again this is from Monday. So this is just in 2-3 days time. The narrative has shifted from last week to Monday. We spoke about that in my community. And then from Monday to today, Wednesday. It went from on Monday, volatile positioning. So positioning right now for any volatility to, and the tariff shock, to a multi-front tension, to the point where there's still a lot of concern around the potential sudden announcement that you might see a war between US and Iran. But right now, people are paying so much more mind to the Nvidia earnings. So the breakdown as what we need to pay attention to, what I mentioned to my VIPs, is 3 things. 1, Nvidia and tokenization. We are right now at a point where if Nvidia beats expectations tonight, that's forward looking. That means AI is doing well. Even now, it means crypto, therefore, which you need crypto and AI, because AI cannot go on traditional rails. It's too slow, it's too expensive. They need blockchain. That's why they go hand in hand. So if AI earnings and Nvidia earnings surpass expectations, that will do great for crypto. And then similarly, that could also result in rotation of capital back into the volatile crypto market again. Maybe not the euphoric rally that we're still hoping for. I'm not necessarily expecting this sort of push just yet, but at the very least we'll see a bit of a relief rally, and then the proper pump will come off the back of regulatory frameworks being implemented and hopefully deterring of this trade crisis war, or even the physical war between US and Iran, which I believe is meant to be a meeting between the two tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. It's meant to be a meeting between the two, US and Iran tomorrow. So hopefully there are fortunate and productive negotiations between the two countries. The second thing is the gold metal strategy, which is still pretty much depicting on what we spoke about regarding the war going on or potential war outbreak. Despite we're seeing a very risk-on move right now, which is fantastic and a nice breath of fresh air, smart money is still very much holding gold and silver. You can see they're still rallying, they're still holding strong, which is proof that they're still not confident just yet. They're fine putting some capital into risk on right now as a hedge, but they still don't believe that it's necessarily the rally just yet. They're not cycling out of gold and silver into this. They're just portioning extra capital into this instead. So we have to see how the war negotiations unfold. And the final thing, which is the underlying message, I think, for this stream today is don't get fooled by a green day in the market. Is this good news? Yes, of course it is. Very, very happy to see this, but this is not guaranteeing that we're going to be going to all-time highs straight away. I'd love that to be the case, but we've got to remember, don't be emotional, be logical. We are not out of the woods just yet. We are still very much in what I perceive to be as a news tsunami, where any and every headline is coming out left, right, and center, and they can all impact the markets in one way or the other. Headlines regarding tariffs will cause markets to go down. Headlines regarding US and Iran, like a war outbreak, will cause the markets to go down. Nvidia missing their earning report when that comes out would cause markets to go down. Alternatively, on the side of the coin, Nvidia beat expectations, war is averted, both trade and physical war, markets will go up. But because we are very much in this news tsunami era, just don't be emotional, be logical, and understand we're in a very volatile time. Don't let these green days or red days for you. Don't get sucked into market charts and green and red and price action. Learn the news, learn the macro, learn the fundamentals, and understand how that's going to impact the markets, and then position yourself accordingly. Exactly what we're talking about, and trying to help educate people in the VIP, which if you want to find out more, feel free to check out our links are down below in the description. Join the like-minded community there who are trying to learn a lot more. We've put so many trades in there today as well. Unbelievable. Lambert's been popping off. We had some from chart flows as well. Some shorts going in anticipation. We do see this fake out, if you will, and equally some longs to hedge against that as well. Everything is doing some really, really good gains have been made already. So if you want to find out more and partake in that, once more, links are down below in the description. Now, I have got some people back in the chat. Welcome back, Cryptony. Hope you're doing very, very well. I have no idea where everybody is, truth be told. It's probably the first time in a long time that nobody's just spammed the chat, which is, I thought I wasn't live for a second. But I'm sure everyone's busy doing anything. Mate, you know what? Truth be told, I might be live during the Champions League game, knowing me. That's why Ghost's not here yet. But I'm sure they're tuning in a little bit later on, if I'm still live at that point. Welcome, Lab Studio on IgraLabs. I mean, yeah, we can see right now IgraLabs are officially live. And so it begins Wednesday, today. IgraLabs is officially live. The TGE is going. Everything seemingly is good. What I am hoping with our blockchain banter show on Tuesday is potentially, if we can, to get Igra and, you know, even Casper if possible, and get some other members. See if we can try and get them on again quite quickly, just to see if we can get some further updates in regards to how the developments are looking, how things are going, and what we should be looking out for very, very shortly. It was to my understanding that we should be seeing stablecoins, Tether and Circle on Casplex before the end of February, which means we've got 3 days. So I hopefully will see that. If not, then maybe we can ask Capital if there is a hold up and what it may be. But now with this being active, it means that stablecoins should be live. To my understanding, stablecoins should now be live on Igra, and then we'll probably be able to have them when it goes live on the public, which will be happening later in March. So give or take a month from now, which is not that far, truth be told. It's really not that far. But it's good to see the markets pumping. I think I think it's mainly the lawsuit yesterday. The fact that Jane Street was apparently behind the crypto winter of 2022. You can see the article here, that the filing here, where it spoke about how Terraform removed 150 million Terra USD or UST from the Curve pool. And then similarly, just 10 minutes later, Jane Street put a massive sell of 85 million in one transaction 10 minutes afterwards, which is very, very suspicious. That's why they are being penalized right now. We've seen some other posts. I saw someone saying, look, since Jane Street was sued 2 days ago, the 10 a.m. manipulation has stopped. Bitcoin up 10%. It's a weird coincidence. Jane Street getting sued by Terraform. No 10 a.m. dump. Of course, it's different for different time zones. The 10 a.m. dump's the term for it, the coin term. Of course, I'm not in the UK, so it's different for me. But there was a weird coincidence with every time the selling happening at one point. And now Jane Street have been penalized. Whether it was Jane Street being the ones doing that or not, the fact that they've been penalized, a massive Wall Street firm sued, those who were partaking in that are now going to have to hold their horses and wait. Because if they partake in that, right now all eyes and attention is on Jane Street, on this particular dumping of crypto. The fact that Jane Street caused such a massive scandal was ridiculous. And I made a video on it yesterday. That's why we need stuff like Casper. This is why most of us are in Casper in the first place. Why we need Casper, for the exact reason that it prevents or deters manipulation. In the aspect of this insider trading elements, is you have, for example, as I mentioned in the video, like the KRI's Warp Core and GeoSeal, both elements are key to help, I wouldn't necessarily make it impossible, massively deter the ability for you to do insider trading without being caught, because it all would be there. In the instance of Warp Core, if you were to do insider trading and you're speaking like over the phone or through the like word of mouth, then it's not as obvious, but you can see the correlations. But in elements of GeoSeal, you'll be able to track and see the similarity to when one entity does one thing and another entity follows it very, very soon. It makes it insider trading a lot more difficult. So yeah, this is good that it was caught out. Of course, it's just they've been sued, so it's allegation. They have not been fined yet, so it's not been. But this is going to probably be an ongoing case for quite some time. But it's still crazy to see. I'm hoping we'll see a continual rally from here. I still very much am on I think what C Crypto said in our roundtable a couple weeks back now still very much is relevant about the 78k being a critical zone here. If we surpass that, then we can hopefully start trading in around the zone again. Otherwise, then this is going to be the tough level of resistance for us to break above. 78k is not going to be easy. But if we can, that'd be very, very good. And then when that happens, best believe the assets that I'm looking into, I've already been looking into many ways. I still think there's a bit more time, so I'm not worried about, oh no, I've missed out or anything like that. But I'm definitely looking into, especially some AI assets. There's no doubt AI agents are going to be the next meta. If you think about NFTs being in the last cycle and then meme coins being this cycle, or the 2024 cycle, or 2024 year, I very much believe that the next cycle, the next kind of agenda that's going to pump crypto is going to be AI agents. There's zero doubt in my mind, which is why AI is a core focus right now of our VIP group. Of course, Casper could tap into that as well, but Tau got strong shout in that aspect. Render, for me, very strong shout as well. Virtuals, great. The stuff like Power and Desync, both of them are also highly volatile, but could do some good rallies. And there's some other ones I'm looking into as well. Potential high risk ones, but that I think is still very well when the market does make that recovery. And it will bank off the report, which I'm going to quickly just double check right now if the report has come out just yet, but I haven't. There is now out, I believe. Nvidia fourth quarter earnings. See if we get any. Nope, that's not that one. Or someone just reposted it on Twitter. That made my life a lot easier. Someone just reposted it on Twitter already. If that's the right one, then I'm seeing that Nvidia did beat expectations. If I'm looking at the right thing here. I'll find out a bit more in a moment. It's quite tough trying to do this in live time. Normally I have the reports preloaded. I did hope that we'd see Nvidia surpass expectations. I don't see why we wouldn't. I'm just seeing a lot of reports saying, wait, actually just Nvidia earnings time. It is released. Not telling me. Why is it not telling me? Well, if anyone else has them, please feel free to let me know if they are out just yet. I'm not sure they are just yet though, so we might have to wait a little bit longer though. But I'm confident when they come up, that will definitely make or break the current market trend and where we're going to go from here. Now we've got some other updates real quickly. We're seeing KF posting a lot of stuff here as well about the analysis of stablecoins and whatnot, stuff that I might save for a future stream. But I wanted to quickly just talk about some other generic market updates as well, so we get a better idea of how the current economy is handling. We've gone through the Jane Street stuff and gone through the stuff I went from my VIP community about the significant of the Nvidia report, but also keep in mind about Trump and Iran. We have got this other report here as well from Matt Hogan. That's also probably a key reason why you're seeing markets rally here. This massive report here with Mark Zuckerberg, Meta is planning on stablecoin comeback in the second half of this year, eyeing a third-party vendor as a key partner to power payments across Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. This is huge news. So Meta reveals plans to roll out stablecoin payments across Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. So that's 3 billion people or users. Coinbase is turning on stock trading, which is 24/5, it's not 24/7. But this is zero commissions. That's also quite significant. And then Kraken is rolling out 24/7 perp trading on tokenized stocks. This is very significant. So it's almost like the switch has been flipped, if you will. And I am now just seeing the Nvidia report on my phone, and it looks like Nvidia did surpass expectations, which is great news. It looked like, estimated was 1.53 and it reached to 1.58. Revenue was at 66.2 billion expected, and it reached 67.4 billion. So that is fantastic news. So Nvidia has surpassed and beat expectations, beat earnings. So this could be a sign of a relief rally coming through for the foreseeable short term, for the rest of February at the very least, which is great. It's great to see because we very much need the relief. But once more, just keep in mind on Trump, the tariffs, Trump and Iran, because we are still very much in a new tsunami. If these developments, if these headlines come out against the agenda, against what we want, then your markets will come back down despite Nvidia surpassing expectations. But now for me, definitely the time, not financial advice, definitely the time to start looking into your assets of choice, be it Casper, be it AI, whatever it may be. Now's the time to start looking into them, because you might start seeing the opportunities present themselves very shortly. If you look at the charts here, a lot of the zones I've drawn out, zones that I was looking into for these assets, render within and around that. I said anything below $1 render would be fantastic. We still got, but anything in these zones here with me was very discounted based on historical sentiment here. Look at virtuals here. Similarly, virtuals, anything down here would have been fantastic, but equally, virtuals is looking very strong around where it was. Tau, best case scenario for Tau is going below 100, but I thought that would be quite a steep thing. It could still happen, but for me, Tau, this is the zone I was more so looking at, between 124 to 154. And then, of course, Casper. I very much did say that Casper could come back down below 2, or come back below 3 into the 2 again, but it did depend on Bitcoin. With Bitcoin now starting to show strength again, if this momentum continues, then Casper may not see... You could argue if Bitcoin starts to show strength from here, then this is the bottom for Casper. Which this bottom here is in and around 2.6 cents or 0.026. So this would be really good to see. Tau going to 33. I mean, I'm not so convinced right now. I'm not saying it's not possible. But 33 will put it at all-time lows. I thought this is where Tau bottomed out at. Tau bottomed down here. So for Tau to go back down there, I personally think that's quite unlikely because of the significant demand around AI and the AI meta that is currently approaching. Tau being the leading AI asset, for me, it's highly unlikely unless you see some... The only way I see Tau going back down to 33 is Tau goes down and out. Because at this point, Nvidia's past expectations, that's a key trend towards AI. AI is going to start doing a lot better with more AI agents coming on board. Right now, AI agents are the ones who are handling transactions. A lot of people right now are using AI agents to just handle their portfolios and whatnot. So while it's not impossible, I'm not saying you're wrong, Cryptony, I'm saying $33 Tau would be an 80% correction from here, if not more so. And that would put it at all-time lows. I think that's quite unlikely. I do think we can still go lower once more. This could still be a fake out. But $30 Tau, that for me would be the perfect entry, if anything. But it seems unlikely for me right now. I think you're more likely to see maybe in alignment with these two levels of support here of around 125 bottom or 66, 70 bottom. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping that we see... I mean, hopefully we just start seeing the rally from here. And then we'll start DCAing into our assets from here. Because bottom line is right now, if we did start seeing the bull run start right here and now again, while some of us may still be holding stablecoins, bottom line is the bull run's not going to be a couple month thing. It's going to be a progression with more regulations coming out starting in June, then going towards more coming out in 2027 and beyond, with AI continuing to ramp up more and more, with more regulatory frameworks coming in, with more tokenization and onboarding of banks onto blockchain. With all these developments coming through, for me, once the bull run takes off, it could be quite an extended run. So if we are unfortunate to not get into the absolute bottom, which, spoiler alert, calling the bottom is perceived very difficult, albeit impossible. That's why people tend to DCA, so they're at least in the market. Getting in now, of course, at your discretion, not financial, but getting in now would still be a fantastic time to get in and then ride the market all the way to the top. Getting a towel right now, for reference, like $186 is insanely dirt cheap as it is. Given the AI meta about to come through, I don't see why Tower couldn't easily run to above 1k, making a 10x or so from here. I don't see why Tower couldn't do that. Maybe not. Oh, maybe 10x might be a bit steep from here. But at the same time, if AI is going to take off the way that institutions are perceiving it to do so, I don't see why not. You could see Tower make a significant run from here. And then same could be said for Render as well. And then Render equally, Render has already got, if Render returns to all-time highs already looking at a very strong rally of at least a 9-10x, and then go a lot higher as well. So, am I going to sneeze? Yes, I am going to sneeze. But yeah, the markets are looking strong right now. $30 tau. I mean, I hope you're right. I know you've got an order set up there, so hopefully you're right so you can get that filled in. I just think it's quite unlikely, personally. Don't tease me. I'll tease you as much as you want. We're looking strong right now. First time in a while. So hopefully we see it go up more so. We also got this post here as well from Eleanor Terrett, which is also quite important here. This is correlating to the stablecoin bills, the Clarity Act that is still not reached its conclusion yet, and we're getting close to the end of February. White House yield deadline looms as Stripe quadruple stablecoin volume. That is quite important here. So all is quiet on the Western Front when it comes to stablecoin yields and reward negotiations between crypto and banks, which is kind of concerning because the White House wants this to be finalized by March 1st, which means we've got 3 days. I don't think it's going to get finalized by then. We'll have to wait and see. My ideal is that if it is passed by them, but at the same time, I want it to be passed in a manner that does not restrict users, because the way that banks are trying to push it forward was very much, we want to be the only one to make rewards from stablecoins and from yield. So basically do what they do already and not allow us to make any gains. And if we do, or if any of the firms offer the ability to make rewards and gains from yield, they'll be fined, which is wrong, right? It's very, very wrong. Either way, stablecoins issue winding down. Focus will now start shifting back to the lingering concerns over DeFi and ethics. And we'll see from that point onwards as well. But stablecoins, evidently the concerns over stablecoins is diminishing, because you're now seeing Stripe, who are now wanting to significantly increase the volume and use case of stablecoins. You're now seeing Meta wanting to roll out stablecoin payments across Facebook Meta, WhatsApp, and Instagram. So you're seeing the concern around stablecoins significantly diminish right now. And that was always going to happen. That's why it's very important you get stablecoins on Casper as well, because this stablecoins is just the easiest form of, mean of exchange, because it's one-to-one with the fiat currency. It's just more trusted as well. So stablecoins on Casper will also help increase Casper's volume, while also helping builders and merchants who want to have an easier way of just transacting currency. It's a lot more sustainable and efficient for Casper to have stablecoins. That's why we're waiting for Casper. That's why we're waiting for Igra. And also, when you have several scripts fully online, you can get native assets. Therefore, you can, as we spoke about it with Easier yesterday, with Silverscript, you can build native stablecoins on Casper. So that in itself is also really, really big. Native assets in general. So we are at a very critical point with crypto as a whole. And I'm very much liking how the markets are looking. I'm hoping we still see a bit more pullbacks, because I think it's possible, and I'm also very much prepared for it. And then we'll see how the markets unfold going forward as well. Igra mainnet being live is fantastic news, so we can only hope we hear a lot more from that very soon. I can't wait to try the public mainnet when it's out at the end of March, give or take. Just getting involved, be it in the yield farms from Cascade or from Zealous, be it from perps, which I'm not currently aware if any of the platforms offer perps yet. I know there are plans for some platforms to incorporate perps at some point. I think Zealous mentioned they are planning for it. I think. Just the generic elements you already get on your exchanges anyways, with your BYDFI, Binance, Coinbase, all these exchanges who already offer perps and just ways to trade and transact currency back and forth. If that was all within the Casper ecosystem, that'd be also very, very good, because I know a lot of people right now want to keep their Casper in the space and not put it on exchanges that are less trustworthy. Just another word of warning, actually. Just because we're going to see Casper end up hopefully start to rally in value, just be aware that scammers will come back. When the markets are looking really, really bullish again, you'll see the scammers ramp up a lot more as well. Be it in my community, in my space, which obviously I can't prevent, stop all of it, or be it in the general Casper landscape, you'll see more KRC20 projects coming back out again. KRC20 that are going to just completely rug pull. You'll see a lot of people come back again, to just keep your wits about you when that happens as well. But honestly, family, that being said, very, very short stream today, I know, but that does conclude the bulk of today's information. Tomorrow's stream will be a little bit longer, where there's a lot more to talk about. And we'll hopefully see the proper reaction from the markets tomorrow as well, so we can actually analyze what's happening. But the bottom line is, family, we're looking green, but don't be emotional. Be logical. We still have a lot to keep in mind. Right now, you should be preparing yourself and positioning yourselves for the possibility of an AI and therefore crypto rally coming through in the very, very short term. But that being said, family, thank you all for tuning in once more to another daily live stream. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share your friends, and subscribe for more. If you want to check out more, check out the free Discord server, links down below in the description. Check out BYDFI, especially during the market volatility right now. If exchanges want to be funny, check out Tangent to have a cold storage wallet to protect yourself from any manipulation. And also, of course, check out the VIP if you want to learn a lot more. Keep up to date with all the market breakdowns, with the leading economist breakdown, the institutional research, the trades we're doing in there, because we're posting a lot of trades in there, making a lot of gains right now. Check that all out. Links are down below in the description. With that being said, family, have a great day, good evening,